As you can see, there's like a vigil outside the bathroom, the toilet here at the airport in Vitória. This is a president that has not been in office for 2 years. You can see the reaction. You know, this is a president that has not been in office for 2 years. Clearly, you can see the reaction. These are random passengers. You know, these are random passengers. These are random passengers at Vitória Airport, and this is not a pop star. It's a former president, has suffered with the media for about 4 years, and now with 6. And still, I wasn't really aware that an event or his appearance in Vitória will happen today. I'm actually going to São Paulo for meetings, and you can see the nuances and the similarities between President Trump when he actually sees his constituencies, and the difference that it's just random. Vitória is not a right or left city. In fact, the current president, supports the governor and the city mayor. When you have literally people in a city that is not right or left, it is in fact controlled by parties aligned with the PT, and you see in a random airport in the morning people making inlays just like a vigil to a pop star. In 2022, I was present in the Praça da Liberdade in Belo Horizonte. It's a very interesting place in BH because it's actually where part of Minas history was fought. It's called Liberty Square. Just like Philadelphia, you have a Liberty Bell, and it's really remarkable when you see the people around. And I'll put some images from 2022. Thousands of people in the middle of the campaign cheering for Bolsonaro, and at that point he had been attacked for 4 years relentlessly during the pandemic, his campaign and everything. It was a very unequal campaign, and you can see that 2 years later people are just cheering him maybe more than they used to. This is a interesting surprise for a day that has just started. Just wanna show you guys a little bit. We actually hear about politics in Brazil, and Bolsonaro is in the bathroom, and as you can see, wasn't sure there was an event, but nobody really lets him even go to the bathroom. Very different from some of other candidates, and including the current president that has a very different reception from the people. This ambience of fighting and two sides fighting each other, obviously it's not productive, but clearly we have a very big divide in Brazil, and as you can see, you can have this kind of effect on a random airport. I'm currently in Vitória, but recently in São Paulo, an event where President Lula was present with Bolos, the current candidate for mayor. Absolutely very different. It's important to see the nuances and the similarities between Brazil and the US, where, for example, President Trump, when going to some of his rallies, is received like this. And Vice President Kamala Harris, has a very different reception by the people. Democracy is not a perfect system, but clearly we need to rethink how we see democracy and how the people, because in the end of the day, this was a system created to account for the people's desires. It is time, 2024, for all of us to rethink, honestly, because there's a huge divide, and we need to bridge that gap without violence, but mostly bringing the desire of the people. Vitória, people are inside the gate. This is not someone receiving Bolsonaro. This is just random passenger. I myself going to São Paulo, and by chance, I walk into the bathroom, and people have to stop other citizens just to Bolsonaro can actually able to go to the bathroom. This is a very telling moment where he's not a president for about 2 years. He cannot be elected to be president for another 6 years. He was convicted of some irregularities on the campaign, and because of that, he cannot run again for office. Lawfare clearly happens not only in the US, but in Brazil as well. And but that doesn't stop the people from actually supporting the candidate.